Okay, so that the people who are behind the pillars can't hide anymore. Just have to work out the technology here. Okay, so this is where my career started, in the hallowed grounds where I assume your career started as well. And unlike the others, I'm not going to tell you what year that was. It was a great team that we had at Sydney University. We partied a lot together, and we used to go to all sorts of functions together, and we were a very close-knit team. We even exercised together. We were really a team, and I enjoyed my days at Sydney University. We holidayed together, but we remembered that we had a lot of important lab work to do at the end of the day, and it was serious stuff. And the university staff used to make us do all sorts of tricks, and if we didn't get it right, we were severely punished. But it was all worth it, because at the end of the day we got our degrees and we could then get ready to go out to the workforce and earn some serious money for a change. We had yet another team that we became very close to at the pharmacy, and this was a pharmacy in the eastern suburbs of Sydney that I was fortunate enough to work in, and develop some close friendships there as well. And of course we had to sample the products to make sure that we were selling really good things. And we had a lot of cough and cold remedies that we recommended. But at the end of it, I really had enough of it all, and I decided I'd made enough money, I was going to see the world. And I travelled to the UK and I worked there as a pharmacist. And I really enjoyed it. These were the days where there were no mobile phones, by the way, so this was the only option to call home. In case you don't know, that's a telephone box labelled telephone. So it enabled me to then travel to Europe. I had enough spare cash from working as a pharmacist over there, and I could see the world, which was a wonderful opportunity, and I learned so much. But then at the end of the day, I came back to Australia and I worked again, and I saw an opportunity. I saw a niche in the market, and that's why I started the pharmaceutical locum company. I could see that there was a real need for it, and an opportunity is what you all need to find. It started off that I found work for pharmacists just in the Sydney metropolitan area. Then it grew to New South Wales, and in time, and to this day, it covers the whole of Australia. In 2002, I tendered with other recruitment companies throughout Australia for a service to provide emergency locums to rural Australia. I was the successful tender, and to this day I still run that service for the Pharmacy Guild. It is, I'm proud to say, an extremely successful service, and every call that we've had to fill an emergency, we have filled 100% of the time. The way this scheme works is that if there's a remote part of Australia where a pharmacy has a medical emergency or a personal tragedy, we guarantee to find them an emergency locum within 24 hours, so that that pharmacy and that community doesn't need to be without that pharmacy operating. And it's a wonderful service, and apparently one of the most successful that the Guild can offer. So if you're thinking of what you're going to do when you finish, it is a wonderful opportunity for you and something that we can offer. You think that, you know, there are a lot of jobs out there where you're only wanted if you have a wealth of experience, but in actual fact we're happy to offer you to gain that experience by doing jobs like this, among others, where you can really help that community, and the experience that you gain from visiting so many of these places is invaluable, and it will make you a far better pharmacist in the end. And you only really need, if you're worried about leaving family or home or whatever, you really only need to be away from home for a maximum of 7 days, and that's the way the service operates. You get paid a good hourly rate, and basically you get to see parts of Australia that you'd never have the opportunity to see otherwise. And the type of pharmacy that you do in these areas is totally different than if you stick to a metropolitan area. So I highly recommend it, not only as something that you can do for your profession, but also something that you can do for yourself to really gain a lot of invaluable knowledge that you wouldn't gain otherwise. So as you can see, we really can offer you roles basically anywhere, even that little island up the top where you probably never would have thought of going. And the fact that we were running this service for quite a long time and the way we ran our operation basically led somebody to recommend that we be a contender for the Telstra Small Business Award, as was mentioned earlier. And in 2005 we put forward a submission for this award, and we were successful in winning it for the way we operate our business and just everything around it. And it was an achievement that I'm extremely proud of. So, any of you feeling a little bit like this? You probably hear about the huge number of pharmacists coming out onto the market, the fact that in 2020 we're going to have 3,000 unemployed pharmacists. So it's no wonder that you feel a little bit like this. But yes?
How many pharmacists in New South Wales?
How many pharmacists are there now in New South Wales? I have no idea.
It's about 8,500 on the pharmacy board register.
Oh, okay.
But whether or not they're all practicing.
Okay. So, the most important thing when you're going for a job, apart from the fact that you all need to obviously register with the pharmaceutical locum company so we can work together with you as a team. You know, a team just like the one at university that you probably have as well. We can help you to find jobs in a market where it's going to be really difficult. The first thing is your resume. This is a service that a young lady, Kirsty, who used to work in the pharmaceutical locum company some years ago, now offers a resume service because the first thing that a pharmacy sees is your resume, so you really need to make sure that this is spot on. So that should allay some of your initial fears. Secondly, I'd like to make an announcement, and the Pharmaceutical Locum Company, together with Bloom's the Chemist, is going to guarantee one permanent full-time job to an intern who is going through this year. Now, all you have to do to be eligible to win this job is to send an email to me to say, as an expression of interest, that you would like to be guaranteed of a job when you finish your intern year. Then, once we have these submissions, when you sit for your written board exam, after you've done that, I would like you to send me your perfect resume together with a cover letter that says why you would like to work for Blooms. And Blooms will choose one intern to be placed in one of their 65 stores. They're mainly in New South Wales with 4 in Queensland, and you will be guaranteed a job. So I'd like you all to write down these details and to commit them to memory, and if you have any questions along the way about this, then I'd be more than happy to answer them. And if we've got time for a few quick questions now, I'd be happy to answer them as well. Do we have time?
No, we'll take some questions at the end, sir.
Okay, fine. So thank you, everybody.